We'll also be speaking to the coach of the Melbourne Knights, Ben Kahn. Huge week for the Melbourne Knights. They won on Thursday night in the Australia Cup game against Lions FC from Brisbane. And earlier today, just moments ago, in fact, they defeated Dandenong Thunder in a remarkable game, 2-1 there, to just really hit the top form at the right time. And folks, he's been so kind. He's out for dinner celebrating the last two victories.
Very
he's
kind.
Been so kind to join us as his food is probably about to be served and it's getting cold. We're going to bring on Ben Kahn, and it's an absolute pleasure. And thank you so much for joining us, even though you're out dining tonight, Ben. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Very good. It's been a big week, so just winding down.
Oh, mate, look, thank you once again for joining us. You are out for dinner tonight celebrating the last few weeks. But let's talk about earlier today. There was a bit of technical glitches for those trying to tune into NPL TV, but the end result was a 2-1 win for you guys, which is a great result considering, days earlier you had a big game against Lions FC in the Australia Cup. We'll get to that a bit later on. But how did you see today's game?
Look, we knew it wasn't going to be easy coming into the game. Lots of tired bodies, and it's not just the physical load; it's the mental and psychological toll that it takes on everybody to get through a big cup game. Obviously, huge positive feeling to have won that game. So it was just important to ride off the momentum and see what we could get out of today. And the boys are fantastic. Dandy Thunder are a top side. I find them one of the most difficult sides to play against in the competition. We struggled at their place earlier in the year, we knew it was going to be a difficult one. But in the end, the boys stood up and we just about got over the line.
Yeah, so a 2-1 win that I don't think we could even watch it on NPL TV, which was pretty devastating for us because we enjoy watching your Knights boys go about it this season. Ben, they've been excellent, and it was your defenders getting on the score sheet today as well, from what I hear.
Yeah, the first goal was a free kick. Guevara Nepomukino put in one of his excellent deliveries, and Josh Phelps put the header in the top corner. Ivan Frenic popped up with an assist from his brother Joey to get the winner late on.
Yeah, if we have a quick look at the ladder, with one round to go, you've secured a top four spot, which is great news for Knights fans. It's been one of the best seasons in recent years. The Knights have been struggling in recent years, but this year you've secured not only a top six final spot, but also a top four spot. How does the final system work now? Do you end up playing the fifth or the sixth team, or how does that work now? Assuming
my understanding is we'll now play a home game against whoever comes fifth.
And at this moment, it is Port Melbourne, but there's still one more round to go. So we'll look at that a little bit later on. But let's turn our attention now, Ben, to Thursday night. And we've got some highlights there of the game. Gian Albano scoring that first goal. It's back on the national stage. Look, this is a team that you know very, very well, having coached up in Queensland for several years. The result, was it what you were expecting, or did you expect the Lions to put up a bit more of a fight?
Look, my history and experience with Lions has been a long one, and they've always been such a tough opponent, and they're always a team and a club that gets up for big games, and they probably not performed in the league this year the way that they would have expected to. But there was no way that I was expecting them to come to us and for us to have an easy game. And look, although the scoreline was nice for us, it certainly wasn't easy. They defended very well for long periods, and then they had their moments of pressure where they were on top of us, and we did well to see it out. There was certainly some moments where I was worried, but look, as soon as we got that third goal, it was comfortable from there.
And it had to have been an advantage, knowing a little bit about what to expect from Lions FC. Were you able to use some of your previous experience against them?
Absolutely. Look, it's a team and a playing group that I know very well. I've coached a lot of games against them, And I certainly went into the game with a lot of knowledge about the team. Darren Simon's very clever, so there's still an element of unknown of what teams are going to pick, how are they going to set up against us. So we still had to adapt and adjust during the game. They made some tactical changes during the game as well that gave them a bit of momentum temporarily. So we had to adjust there, but in the end, I think I think the prior knowledge certainly helped.
Now, Ben, some of the players they're hitting their form right at the right time, and one of those seems to be Gian Albano, who's promised so much, and he scored the first goal, scored the last goal in that Australia Cup final. Is he one of what? Let's have a look at it. Going into the final series, are there any particular players that you're really looking to step up now in these last few weeks of the season?
All of them.
Yeah, diplomatic answer.
Look, it's it's that time of year now where every game is big. Everything has a lot riding on it. It's not a case of expecting certain individuals to step up and carry the load. It's a case of we now as a group need to train well, need to prepare well, need to keep improving, keep developing. Do our homework on the teams that we're going to come up against and make sure we're prepared. And then on the day, we'll can do all the preparation we like, but on the day it's about a group of players and all standing up for each other. And within that, you hope that the individuals like Gian can step up and be the difference, because when he's on, he's unplayable.
And Ben, how hard has it been to deal with the adjustment of not having Corey Sewell out there, your left back? He's been such a key player this season. He might have even been leading the club's best and fairest when he went down injured, but also losing Chris Oldfield, who's I think taken off overseas, and Jacob Wiseman stepping into goal. How hard is it to replace those two experienced figures?
I mean, look, in terms of doing what both of them do for the team, irreplaceable. Corey was such a huge cog in what we do tactically, and a lot of our success in our in the first half of the season was due to not just Corey himself, but the impact that Corey's positioning and movement and football intelligence sort of freed up the rest of the team and gave us a real flexibility. So huge loss for us, but Jack Morton's done really well there. He did really well at right back when Ivan was out, and when Joey was out and Ivan had to play as a central defender. So he's done well on the left in the last few weeks, especially in the big games. And Oldie's such a big personality, such a good leader. There's so much experience that he brings to the game, and unfortunately for us, he had some family issues to take care of back in the UK. He's back now. He comes back during the week, but Wisey's just stood up and been outstanding. He's come from Canberra. It's always hard as a number two because you sit on the bench all season and you play second fiddle. And when he was he's played 3 games and we've won all 3. And he had a couple of nervy moments early away at Hume, but aside from that, the save in the first minute against Lions was outstanding. And if they save that and go 1-0 up, it's a different game. If they score that and go 1-0 up, it's a different game. So, incredibly grateful to Wisey for his attitude and commitment and confidence to come in and do the job for us.
Yeah, I went along to that game on Thursday night, and just after Mark Ivkovic, one of our NPL commentator colleagues, mentioned on one of our sister podcast shows last week that the Knights had been in negotiations with World Cup star Daniel Subasic from Croatia, because they obviously knew that Oldfield wasn't going to be there. But Jacob Wiseman, as you said, he put in a World Cup quality performance with some of those saves. That was absolutely incredible. He's obviously been given his opportunity, but there's a couple of others as well. I know Anthony Julzel played the whole game on Thursday as well. Some of these guys that have been sort of fringe players are now getting that opportunity. Is there real competition for places now on the training track with the finals, with the Australia Cup coming up?
For sure. Look, Jersey was an integral part of the early season run and the form that we had. He got an injury and a niggle, and it took him a bit of time to come back in. And when you get injured, the other people can step in and do well. So it was, he struggled to build any momentum and rhythm in that recovery process once he was back. But he's played the last 3 games, and when Juzzy's on, we're a much better team for having him in. He's such a composed footballer in possession, and he really suits the way we want to play in terms of controlling the game. And look, the competition's strong. We're at a point now where everybody bar Corey Sewell is fit, fresh, and available. And I've got some very difficult decisions to make as we go forward into the finals and the cup. And as a coach, I'm very grateful to have so many good players and so much depth at my disposal coming into this run home. Part of my job is, unfortunately, having to make decisions that upset people. But the group is very strong. The attitude of those boys is very strong, and they're all there to push each other, and I'm sure they're all ready to take their chance when it comes.
And a big game this Saturday coming up to finish off the season against Heidelberg United, the home and away season at least. Not likely to be going up or down the table. Is there a chance to maybe give some younger players some minutes, or will it be steady as she goes, steaming on into the finals?
We'll see tomorrow how everybody's recovered and pulled up from today. We'll obviously do a review on yellow cards and anybody that's in danger, and we'll make some decisions around how we manage that game. I don't go into any game not wanting to win it. It's important to us. I think we've won 4 or 5 of our last 6 or something like that in the league, plus the cup game. We're in a good run. I think it's important to try and build momentum and carry that into finals. At the same time, it would be nice to find a balance and give some opportunity to players that maybe haven't had that opportunity this season.
And finally, Ben, into the round of 16 of the Australia Cup. At the moment, there are 3 other Victorian clubs: Melbourne City, Heidelberg United, Western United, who will be joining in that. And we've also got Northcote City taking on Adelaide United tomorrow. The draw tomorrow after that game, the Northcote City Adelaide United game. Round of 16, are you hoping for an A-League opponent, or would you like to pull another NPL club and hopefully push through to the round of 8, the quarters?
Look, in all honesty, the NPL clubs that are in are all strong. They're not at this point in the competition for no reason. I don't think there's any preference really. We want to do well in the cup, and we want to go as far as we can. Whether that's against an A-League team or an NPL team, we'll do everything we can to prepare and be ready.
Excellent. All right, mate. Well, on that note, we'll let you get back to dinner tonight. What's for dinner tonight? What have you ordered? I haven't had dinner yet, so I'll probably go very hungry.
You don't want to know. I've ordered off the kids' menu. I don't eat big meals after a game.
All right, you go enjoy the kiddie meals. But either way, thank you very much for joining us tonight, and all the very best for the weeks ahead. Yeah. It's going to be a huge couple of weeks for the Melbourne Knights, that's for sure.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ben. All the best.